If your yard is crawling with wasps, hornets, and yellow jackets this summer, but you don't want to wipe out the honeybees doing the exact opposite of causing you trouble, this video is going to solve that for you. I'm going to give you the best baits, the exact mixtures down to the measurements, and the trap designs and placement tricks that pull in the wasps and yellow jackets while leaving your honeybees alone. No expensive gear, no chemicals sprayed all over your garden, just simple stuff you probably already have in your kitchen. Let's get into it. Before I hand you a single recipe, you need to understand the one idea that makes all of this work, because once it clicks, you'll be able to tweak any bait yourself. The whole thing comes down to one simple fact. Wasps and honeybees want different things. Yellow jackets and wasps are hunters. Early in the season, they're chasing protein, meat basically, to feed their larvae, and later in the summer they switch hard toward sugar and carbs. Honeybees, on the other hand, only care about sweet nectar-like liquids. And here's the golden detail. They can't stand the smell of strong vinegar. So the entire strategy is built on that gap. We bait the trap with something wasps love, then we add one ingredient the wasps don't mind but the bees hate. That ingredient most of the time is vinegar. Get that concept and you've basically already won. Real quick, before I give you the mixtures, I want to hear this in the comments. How bad are the wasps where you live this year? Because some regions are getting absolutely swarmed right now, and others are quiet, and I'm curious where you're watching from. Drop your town or your state below. And if you want the rest of these be-safe trapping tricks, go ahead and subscribe so you don't lose this channel. We do a lot of this practical yard stuff. Okay, on to the good part. Let's start with the mix I'd hand almost anybody because it's cheap, it's proven, and it keeps the bees out. In your trap, you're going to combine about 1 cup of apple juice, 1 tablespoon of sugar, 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, 1 teaspoon of grape jelly, and 3 drops of dish soap. That's it. The apple juice and the jelly and sugar are the sweet, fruity smell that yellow jackets and even the big European hornets can't resist. The apple cider vinegar is the bouncer at the door. It's specifically there to repel the honeybees while the wasps keep coming. And those few drops of dish soap are doing something really important that I'll explain in a second. But the short version is they're what actually finishes the job. This mix is the one you reach for in mid to late summer when the wasps are hunting sugar, and it works beautifully. Now, if you've got honeybees very close by and you want to be extra safe, there's an even more selective option, and this is exactly what the guy in the video I studied for this was doing early in the season. Wasps are after protein, and bees never touch meat. So you take a trap with apple juice in it, and you suspend a strip of bacon or another bit of raw meat inside. What happens is you tilt the whole thing toward wasps and yellow jackets and almost completely away from bees. In field tests, apple juice plus a hanging strip of bacon catches basically all wasps and essentially 0 honeybees. So if you're a beekeeper or your neighbor is and you're nervous about bycatch, that meat plus mild sweet setup near the apiary is about as safe for your bees as it gets. Maybe you don't have grape jelly or apple juice on hand and you just want the cheapest thing that works. Here you go, 1 cup of water, 1/4 cup of sugar, 1 teaspoon of vinegar, and a drop of dish soap. The same principle exactly. Sugar brings the wasps, vinegar pushes the bees away, soap seals the deal. It costs you pennies and you can mix it in 30 seconds. And if you happen to be fighting Asian hornets specifically, there's a different ecological lure that gets recommended. A blend of beer, white wine, and a fruit syrup like blackcurrant or grenadine. It pulls hornets in strongly while being much less attractive to honeybees, and it's used in areas where those hornets are actually threatening bee colonies. Now let me come back to that dish soap, because people skip it and then wonder why their trap doesn't work. Here's the mechanism, and it's kind of satisfying. The wasps land on the edge of the liquid, they feed a little, and inevitably they slip. Normally an insect can stand right on the surface of water because of surface tension, that thin skin on top of the liquid. The dish soap breaks that surface tension, so the moment a wasp slips in, there's nothing holding it up, and it sinks and drowns instead of climbing back out. No soap, and half of them just crawl out and fly off. So don't leave it out. It's the whole finish of the trap. The bait is only half the battle. The trap itself matters almost as much. And a few design choices tilt things heavily toward wasps. First, the entrance. You want entry holes roughly 6 to 10 millimeters across, or a couple of narrow vertical slits. Wasps will happily squeeze through tight little openings. Bees are much more reluctant to. Second, use an inverted funnel, that classic trick of taking the top of a bottle, flipping it upside down, and dropping it back in. That funnel guides the wasp down into the liquid and makes it genuinely hard for anything to climb back out. And third, think about light. Bees love bright, open, sunny spaces. Wasps couldn't care less about a dark container, so an opaque trap or one hung in a shady spot quietly turns away bees while the wasps keep coming. Little details, but stack them up and your trap gets a lot more selective. Here's where a lot of people accidentally sabotage themselves. Placement. Do not hang your trap right in a flowering bush or in the middle of a blooming fruit tree because that's where the bees are working and you'll catch them by accident. Instead, keep your traps at least 10 to 20 feet away from your beehives and from flowering plants. If you've got an apiary, push that even further. 20 to 30 feet from the colonies is the sweet spot and around 20 feet from patios and where people hang out. One more trick, smear a little vinegar right around the entrance opening. It's one more layer telling the honeybees not for you while the wasps don't care about the smell at all and keep after it. Check your traps every day or every couple of days, empty them out before the bodies pile up, and refresh the bait. As bait sits and ferments, its smell changes and it can start attracting the wrong insects. So a fresh, well-tended trap is a more selective trap. Now, here's a genuinely clever move. If you want to eliminate honeybees from your open drinkers almost completely, do your trapping on cold days. When it's only in the 50s out, your honeybees are basically grounded. They don't fly in that cold. But the yellow jackets and wasps are still out there working. So a chilly morning is your window to catch just the wasps and give the bees a total pass. Simple timing, big difference. Before I let you go, let me save you from one trap, pun intended. A lot of the store-bought yellow jacket lures out there use a chemical called heptylbutyrate. The problem is testing has shown that some of those formulations pull in honeybees at high rates right alongside the wasp. So the very product marketed to solve your problem can quietly be killing the bees you're trying to protect. If you're near bees, skip the generic heptylbutyrate lures and stick with the meat-based or the vinegar and sweet mixes I gave you earlier. There are decent vinegar-based bee-safe commercial catchers and traps like the Rescue WHY trap that are marketed as honeybee safe when you place them at least 20 feet from your hives. But read the label, follow the distance, and know that the DIY mixes we covered give you more control for pennies. And last thing, trapping is only one side of this. Protect the hive itself too. Keep your colony strong and populous. Reduce the width of the hive entrance so the guard bees have less to defend. Add a robbing screen and keep the apiary tidy. A strong colony with a narrow, well-defended door is a colony the wasps can't easily raid in the first place. Traps thin the wasps out. A tight hive keeps the ones that get through from doing any damage. So that's the whole playbook, the baits, the exact mixtures, the trap design, the placement, and the cold day trick, all built to catch wasps and yellow jackets while sparing your bees. If this helped you, do me one favor and tell me in the comments which mix you're going to try first, the bacon trap or the apple juice and vinegar mix. And hit subscribe so the next one lands in front of you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.